The Yankees this afternoon meet the Cleveland Indians. It is game number 162. The Yankees have won 99. They have lost 62, and it looks like it's going to take an even 100 wins to win the Eastern Division title in the American League. The magic number is 1. The Yankees, when they defeated Cleveland yesterday, clinched a tie for the Eastern Division championship. A win this afternoon would eliminate Boston, and the Yankees would be Eastern Division champions and go on to the championship series against the Kansas City Royals. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Frank Messer with Fran Healy, Phil Rizzuto, and Bill White at Yankee Stadium. A semi-cloudy afternoon as we're set for baseball. The Yankees and the Indians. It will be Catfish Hunter on the mound for the New York Yankees, and what a comeback story he has had this year to go right along with the comeback story of the entire Yankee ball club. Left-hander Rick Waits will be pitching for Cleveland, and just two quick notes here at the top of our broadcast. Lou Piniella returns to the lineup this afternoon. He bruised his left heel a couple of nights ago, but he'll be back as the designated hitter, and we have just received word through the wire services that the Texas Rangers have fired their manager, Billy Hunter, on this, the last day of the 1978 baseball season, and replaced him, at least temporarily, with their third base coach, Pat Corrales. We'll have more to say about that later on, and I'll be back with the starting lineups right after this.
The following.
Let's pause now 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
70 degrees and partly cloudy at 2 o'clock. This is WINS, New York.
The lineups for this afternoon's game for the Cleveland Indians. Leading off playing center field, Rick Manning. Jim Norris, the left fielder, will bat second. Buddy Bell at third base, hitting third. Andre Thornton will bat fourth and play first. Wayne Cage is the designated hitter, batting fifth. Gary Alexander will catch and bat sixth. Danny Briggs in right field, hitting seventh. Dwayne Kuiper at second base, batting eighth. And the shortstop, batting ninth, Tommy Verizzer. For the New York Yankees, Mickey Rivers will lead off and play center field. Thurman Munson will catch. Lou Piniella returns to the lineup, as we told you, as the designated hitter, batting third. Reggie Jackson, the right fielder, hits cleanup. Greg Nettles at third base, batting fifth. Chris Chambliss will play first base and hit sixth. Roy White in left field, batting seventh. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop, Bucky Dent. And at second base and batting ninth, Fred Stanley. The pitchers again, Rick Waits for Cleveland, a record of 12 and 15. And Catfish Hunter for the Yankees, a record of 12 and 5. The umpires for this afternoon's game at home plate, Richie Garcia. At first base, Jim Evans. At second base, Gerwood Merrill. And at third base, Marty Springstead. Reserved bleacher seat tickets for the American League Championship Series here in New York will be sold through the more than 100 Ticketron outlets starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The price is $4 plus service charge, with a limit of 4 seats per game per customer. To find the Ticketron outlet nearest you, call area code 212-977-9020. The 3 Championship Series games will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Those are the games here at Yankee Stadium. That number again to find the Ticketron outlet nearest you is 212-977-9020. Well, before we get underway this afternoon, Fran Healy is here in the broadcast booth with me. Fran Healy, the starting pitcher for the Yankees this afternoon, Catfish Hunter, has become really a legend at his own time for his exploits on the mound. And this year he has added another chapter. I think a great chapter, a chapter that should be entitled Comeback. Now, you have caught this man. You have also batted against him.
Yes, this is true, Frank. And when you hit against Catfish, he's very comfortable. Catfish throws the fastball most of the time. In fact, when he pitched for the Oakland A's, he, Ken Holtzman, and Vida Blue, they all threw the fastball most of the time. Catfish will also throw a slider. Now, when he had his problems with his shoulder, it was stiff. He had no flexibility. He could not get on top of that slider and make it break. So, consequently, he would get in trouble. He would hang that slider. What's happened now, Dr. Cowan, the team physician with the New York Yankees, manipulated the shoulder to the point where he has flexibility now. He can get on top of the ball, and he throws a good slider, and he's able to keep it down. And the New York Yankees take the field.
Well, the way Cat has pitched the second half of this year, Fran Healy, I would say just to watch him, he could go on and on and on for years and years. But Cat has announced so many times he wants to pitch one more year and pitch well and then hang it up. But he's got a long time to think about that.
Yes, he does, Frank. And one thing Catfish Hunter is a man of his word.
Well, that's very true, too. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here at Yankee Stadium, let us all honor America by joining with Robert Merrill as he sings our national anthem. With the start of this afternoon's game between the Yankees and the Indians in just 1 minute.
Plymouth announces a breakthrough in American automobiles. New Plymouth Horizon, the car you can drive in comfort and confidence on any kind of road.
Horizon can handle it.
Horizon gives you superb traction and stability in rain, in wind, in snow, because it's the first American-made car of its size with front-wheel drive. Horizon is loaded with standard features like rack and pinion steering, front disc brakes, AM radio, white wall radial tires, and front bucket seats. And the EPA estimated a manual transmission Horizon at 38 miles per gallon highway 25 city. Your mileage may differ. And Horizon is base priced at just $37.06, excluding taxes and destination charges. No wonder Motor Trend magazine is named Plymouth Horizon the car of the year. Anytime you want to go anywhere in comfort and confidence, relax. Horizon can handle it.
Well, we're just about set to go here at Yankee Stadium. Rick Manning will be leading off for the Cleveland Indians. The Yankees have Roy White out in left field, Mickey Rivers in center, Reggie Jackson in right, Greg Nettles at third, Bucky Dent at shortstop, Fred Stanley at second, and Chris Chambliss is at first base. Thurman Munson catching, and Catfish Hunter, making his 20th start and 21st appearance of the year, is ready to pitch to Manning, a .260 hitter batting left. The first pitch of the game misses outside. This game is underway. 1 ball, no strikes. They play Manning straight away in the outfield, up the middle on the infield. He fouls this one back toward the upper deck, third base side. And the count squares 1-1. Home plate umpire Rich Garcia, Jim Evans at first base, Durwood Merrill at second, Monty Springstead at third. 1-1 pitch hit sharply on the ground off the glove of Dent. He grabs it in the air. He throws. He's safe. Bucky Dent tried to backhand the ball. It kicked off his glove. In the air, he grabbed it with his throwing hand, threw to first base, but not quite in time to get Manning. That is a base hit for Rick Manning, leading off the ball game. So Manning on, no argument on the call down at first base by Yankee first sacker Chambliss. And here is Jim Norris up there to bunt. Takes the pitch low. Norris, a left-hand hitter, batting .277. Fran Healy told you if you're listening to yesterday's broadcast, very impressive ball player. There goes the runner. They got the hit and run on, and he fouls it off. Little inside-out swing there, Fran. Got him in on the hands, it looked like.
It's a good move on Norris's part. He had to put the ball in play. He made contact. It was a bad pitch. It was inside off the plate. Usually you jump back and take the ball, but Norris, a good ball trip, put the ball in play, although it was foul.
All right, it's a ball and 2 strikes on him. Catfish ready to work now with Manning back at first. Hunter drops the hands to the belt, the kick, the pitch, and it is high outside. He had squared off, and that makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. I was looking at the scoreboard instead of going by my own count here, and they had strike 2 up, but it is now 2-1.
Frank Norris is probably trying to give Manny an opportunity to steal the base. You put the bat out in front of the catcher's eyes, bring it right back. Difficult to catch the ball and throw.
He squares and takes ball 3. Had the plate, but must have been a bit high that time.
Frank, another reason it's difficult to throw when the hitter does that is the catcher, when the pitcher releases the ball, the catcher has to have some sort of rhythm in order to throw the ball to second base. So he's coming out of the chute. Now, when they put the bat out and bring it back, you cannot come out of the chute.
3-1 pitch is fouled straight back, and it's 3-2. Fran Healy, let me ask you this. As a catcher, and it would only happen with a left-hand hitter up there, have you ever hit one right in the head with a throw going towards second?
I've always been concerned with that, especially because of my height. I like the ball away from the hitter with men on base only when the left-handed hitter is up. And that's an excellent point. I've never asked another catcher. I always felt it was because of my height.
Pitch coming, and it's grounded, but the runner going to short, dead up. Throws to first base. They have got Norris, but Manning running on the pitch is in at second base. One out, a runner in scoring position for Buddy Bell, the third baseman. Bell is hitting .283. During the early innings of our ball game this afternoon, we will be announcing the Getty unleaded regular pitcher for the past week. We usually have that in our scoreboard show on Sunday, but we will have it earlier today. Now, if you're interested, you just stay tuned. Buddy Bell has not had a good series. He's looking for his first hit. Takes up high for a ball. Bell, a .283 batter with 60 runs batted in, 6 homers. Does a good job around third base for the Indians. You got to put him in the top half of third baseman in the American League. 1-0 delivery. He swings and fouls it back out of play on the right side. Just seems that Fran Healy in this series, Bell has not been swinging the bat well. Now, he'll probably hit a home run and put the Indians out in front, and everybody will say it's my jinx, but he has not been swinging the bat well.
It looks that way, Frank. What happens, it looks to me like Bell has lost his aggressiveness at the plate. He's just trying to put the ball in play. When you're aggressive, you're a good hitter.
Pitch coming to him, and he swings and pops it up in a shallow center. Back goes Stanley, and makes the catch. The second baseman takes it. Rivers came all the way in, but Stanley drifted back for the catch. 2 down. Manning holds at second base, and here's a guy that hadn't let up on his swing at all, Andy Thornton.
Right, Frank, when I talk about aggressiveness, I mean most hitters, when they're hitting the ball well, about 95% of the hitters that swing the ball, they will have a backward motion with the bat before the bat comes through the hitting zone. And when you lose this, you tend to lunge. You become passive at the plate. You don't go out after the ball.
Thornton has hit 32 homers. He has driven in 103 runs, a .261 batting average, and the pitch is in low for a ball. Now, the Yankees have handled Thornton very well in this series. He has gone hitless so far, and he's struck out 3 times. So a pretty good book on Thornton. Hunter deals again and got him popped up foul. That'll be out of play, though.
Frank, that pitch there right on the hands of Andre Thornton. And this is what Catfish will do, especially when he's got his stuff together. He'll throw that fastball inside, outside. Will never throw the ball over the heart of the plate. Great control.
And the count is 1-1. Manning down at second base, 2 outs. No score here in the first inning. Wayne Cage, the on-deck batter. Cat sets and deals. Thornton hits one deep to left field. This one's going to be out of here. Fair or foul, though. It is a fair ball. Home run for Thornton. And the Indians jump out in front, 2-0. No question about that one. When he left the bat, it was going to be in the seats. The only question was fair or foul as he pulled it right down the line. It's a fair ball, and the Indians lead 2-0.
And Frank, that's what Thornton can do to you. He's got a great deal of power. Catfish got the ball a little bit out over the plate. Thornton was able to extend his arms and drove that ball deep into the left field seats. course, when you get your power hitters up and then in scoring position, it's best to try to go around them. Especially the year Thornton is having. Thornton has all the confidence in the world in himself at the plate.
Wayne Cage swings on the first pitch, pops it up into shallow left. White and Dent look at each other. Now Dent makes the catch way back in left field. The Indians get 2 runs up, 2 hits, and at the end of 1/2 inning, Cleveland 2, and the Yankees are coming to bat.
A message for the people of New York from the Bowery Savings Bank. Here is Joe DiMaggio.
Why do the people with the least faith in New York have the loudest voices? These past years, people who never made a clutch hit in their lives for New York have done a job at putting it down, while some fled the city and others hid behind locked doors. When I broke into baseball, the remnants of the Depression were everywhere, and you could smell the coming of war. But this city never gave up, never stopped building, because building is what New York is all about.
Okay, Rick Waite's on the mound for the Cleveland Indians. Waite's 12-15 on the year with a 3.25 ERA. He makes his 33rd start and 34th appearance this afternoon, and his 6th start and appearance against New York. Rick is working with just 3 days rest, having last hurled against the Orioles on September 27th. Frank?
First pitch to Rivers is hit on the ground at first base, right at Thornton, who picks it up and steps on the bag. 1 pitch, 1 away. The 2 runs scored by the Indians in the top half of the first inning are the most runs the Yankees have given up in a single ball game all week long. Most they had given up starting last Sunday had been 1 run in a ball game.
Frank, that's why the Yankees lead the American League in pitching with a 3.14 ERA. Only the Dodgers at 3.12 are better in baseball.
All right, Thurman Munson will try to get something started now with 1 out and nobody on. Thurman is batting .298, 6 homers, 70 RBIs. It's a sharp grounder, and it bounces over Bell's glove in the left field base hit. Buddy Bell dove to his left foot, and the ball hopped right over his glove, and Munson is on with a single. For Thurman Munson, base hit number 182. He leads the Yankees by far with base hits. Thurman with 182. The closest man to him would be Chris Chambliss with 170. That could just put Munson back at 300. And that's a point he wants to finish the regular season with, certainly. At the end of today's game, the figures go into the record books. Barring, of course, a playoff with the Red Sox tomorrow, which would be counted a regular season game, I guess, as far as the statisticians are concerned. Lou Piniella, the designated hitter, batting .315, the Yankees' leading hitter, takes a pitch low and inside, got away from Alexander, but it was right down at his feet, and no chance for Munson to move up.
And Frank Piniella is the guy you need in that lineup. Of course, the injury Friday night, not as serious as first thought. Piniella, a good clutch hitter. You need that right-handed bat of his in the lineup against the left-handers.
Piniella has really been stinging the ball. The pitch to him. Curveball fouled off. That was not a good pitch to swing at. It broke in, got it in on his hands. Pitch was out of the strike zone. Piniella has hit in 10 straight games, going 14 for 41. In his last 22 games, he has had 28 hits, batting .341. Third in the league in hitting at .315 right now. Only Rod Carew at .333 and Al Oliver of the Rangers at .324 have a better batting average. The pitch swung on and fouled off the shin guard of the catcher. Jim Rice up in Boston is hitting .314. So it's going to be, it looks like, between Piniella and Rice as to who finishes third, and nobody is going to overtake Carew for the championship, nor Al Oliver for second place. That is wrapped up. And you can take it to the bank. The 1-2 to Piniella. Slow curve. Hit through to first baseman. Thornton into right field. Munson digging hard. Will go to third. Pinella's going to try for 2. No throw to second base. A 2-bagger for Piniella, sending Munson to third.
And Waite's got the ball inside on Piniella. Piniella muscled the ball. He was out in front, but kept the bat back, was able to muscle that ball by the first baseman, Thornton. The ball is hit very well by Lou Piniella. Frank, that's the secret to hitting. When you're fooled, you go out in front on that front leg. If you can keep that bat back in a hitting position, you're in good shape as long as you have those strong, quick hands.
All right, Piniella got it by Thornton. Thornton got the glove down, yet just couldn't reach the ball. It went right through him. So the Yankees have runners second and third. Reggie Jackson, the batter. The Indians are leading by a score of 2-0. The Yankees have the tying runs in scoring position. Munson at third, Piniella at second. 1 out. Reggie is batting .276, 26 home runs, 95 runs batted in. He has a big goal this afternoon. He needs 5 ribbies to hit the 100 mark again. Had a chance to get 3 now if he hits one out of here. Inside, ball 1. The set, the kick, and the pitch. Fouled out of play. Reggie has had 4 seasons in the major leagues in which he has driven in more than 100 runs. In his sophomore year at Oakland, 1969, he knocked in 118. Led the league in 1973 with 117. 104 in 1975, and last year for the Yankees, he knocked in 110. He needs 5 to reach the century mark. Last year, he had 32 home runs. He will not come close to that. 1-1 pitch, popped up. In a shallow center, the shortstop. Verizon has his eye on it, makes a one-hand catch, and Munson's going to try it. And he comes home, and he escapes. Boy, I tell you, Verizon did something then you never should do. He caught that ball, and then looked, bluffed the throw, and when he bluffed, Munson came, and Munson scored. Boy, I tell you, don't hold on to that ball. Bring it back in, run it in, throw it to somebody, do something with it, and you got to charge a mental error to Verizon.
That's right, Frank. As soon as Verizon catches the ball, you have to get the ball into the infield. They have the cutoff man. That's what the cutoff man is there for. Take nothing for granted.
Freddie Jackson with a sacrifice fly on a pop-up to the shortstop. And the Yankees are in the ball game. It's a 2-1 contest. Cleveland leads. It'll be a sacrifice pop-up for Jackson. And Tom Verizon, a big mental error right there. Greg Nettles steps in with Piniella at second, 2 outs. Greg is hitting .276. The pitch on the way, low and outside. Nettles will wind up the year with his best batting average ever in the major leagues. Pitch coming to him. Bouncing ball past the mound, and that's a base hit. That'll tie the game up. Here comes Piniella. He scores, and it's a 2-2 ball game.
Frank, and that's one of the reasons Nettles is going to end up with the highest batting average of his career. He's hitting the ball more up the middle and more to left field this year.
Well, the highest Greg had ever hit was .267. That was 1975 with the Yankees. Now, this year, he's going to hit close at .280. The Yankees have tied it. Chambliss up, batting .275. Throw to first. Nettles is back. For Greg, his 93rd run batted in.
Frank from Boston, no score after 1 inning. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox.
Is Tiant pitching that game for Boston?
Tiant is pitching against Kirkwood.
Okay. Here's the pitch now to Chris. A strike call. Curveball got the outside corner. Reggie Jackson leads the Yankees in runs batted in with 96. Nettles has 93 for second place. The pitch to Chris, swing and a miss, strike 2. Chambliss has knocked in 90. Thurman Munson, 70. Lou Piniella, 69 as we go down the list. 0-2 count. The set by the left-hander Waits, and the pitch. Low and outside, backhanded by Alexander, 1-2. Well, the Indians got 2 on the homer by Thornton. The Yankees have tied it up on a single by Munson, a double by Piniella, a sacrifice pop-up by Jackson, and Nettles single. And the 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on a pitch 2 feet out of the strike zone. The Yankees score 2, leave 1 at the end of 1 inning. It's New York 2 and Cleveland 2.
The day is done. Coming home.
Okay, Gary Alexander will lead it off for the Indians in the top of the second. He'll be followed by Dan Briggs and Dwayne Kuiper. The score, 2 apiece, the Yankees and the Indians. Frank?
All right, Fran Healy Alexander, a .223 hitter, 26 home runs, 82 runs batted in. Right-hand batter. Indians have pretty good home run punch in Thornton and Alexander. They're both right-hand hitters. Pitch to Gary, hit high in the air, deep left field. Roy White going back to the track, to the fence. He looks, it is gone. Home run for Alexander, and the Indians lead 3-2.
Frank, once again, Cat got the ball up. Alexander drove the ball way up in the air, and he carried far enough to go over the 387 mark in left field.
I think I heard an announcement. The Indians lead 3-2. I'm going back to Reggie Jackson's pop-up. We've got to double-check with the official score. Heard something said about maybe not giving a sacrifice fly. Danny Briggs steps in anyway and takes the pitch inside.
In the Yankee bullpen, the right-hander Tidrow, left-hander Ratius.
Two balls and no strikes on Briggs. Left-hand hitter, and the fastball is down low. I understand Jackson will get a run batted in. He will not get a sacrifice fly. They call it a pop-up to the shortstop and a fielder's choice. Is that right? And Briggs goes down to first base with a walk. So until we double-check, charge Jackson with a time at bat, but give him a run batted in. Dwayne Kuiper, second baseman, is hitting .285. Left-hand batter. Indians lead 3-2. Kuiper up there to bunt, takes high outside, ball 1. Kuiper had a 9-game hitting streak ended yesterday. Hitting 9 of his last 10 games. He's gone 12 for 37. He's also hitting 14 of his last 16. Left-hand batter, good ball player. He bunts down the first base line. Chambliss backhands, throws to second out there, back to first. Save. Fred Stanley over to take the throw at first base. Good play by Chris Chambliss. He had to backhand the bunt and fired it to Dent at second for the force out on Danny Briggs.
Frank, that's surprising right there that manager Jeff Torborg would have Kuiper bunt the ball in the second inning. Kuiper puts the bat on the ball very well. He's swinging at .285 right now, and he can run. So he can put the ball in play. A surprise move by Jeff Torborg.
Tom Verizra up, and the pitch bounces off the plate and past Munson, and down to second goes Kuiper. A wild pitch. So, runner at second base now with one away. 1 ball, no strikes on Verizra, a .271 hitter. Bucky Dent shades Verizra over in the hole. Center field, Rivers very shallow. The pitch is bounced to third. Nettles flags it down, holds the runner, throws to first. He's out, and there are 2 down. We pause 5 seconds for station identification here on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
70 degrees and partly cloudy at 2:29. This is WINS, New York.
Rick Manning is the batter, the Indian center fielder. Got an infield hit in the first inning and came in to score on Thornton's home run. Swings and lines 1-2 center. That's going to be a base hit and a run. Rivers gets to the ball on one bounce, and the Indians lead 4-2. Single RBI for Manning.
And right now, Frank, Bob Lemon, the manager of New York Yankees, walking out to the mound. And there's a break in the action with the score. The Indians 4, the Yankees 2.
This is Mel Allen.
Okay, Bob Lemon right now signals for the right-hander Tidrow. Ratius, the left-hander, is running across the outfield. Now he turns around. He'll go back. And Lemon wants the right-hander. So that'll be all for Catfish Hunter. The Indians scoring 4 runs in 1 inning and 2/3 on 4 hits. Indians come out swinging a bat today. Big ball game here for the Yankees. They have to keep them close where they can catch them.
Fran, while the pitching change is being made, let's announce the Getty Unleaded Regular Pitcher of the Week for the past week. On behalf of one of our sponsors, the Getty Oil Company, each week we vote here in the broadcast booth and come up with the outstanding pitchers, and for the past week we have two, and I don't think anybody is going to argue with the selections of Ron Guidry and Ed Figueroa, both of whom won 2 ball games over the past week for the New York Yankees, and Figueroa yesterday winning his 20th of the year. So our congratulations to 2 very fine pitchers, Ron Guidry and Ed Figueroa, named as our co-winners of the final week's award of the regular season for the Getty Pitcher and this time Pitchers of the Week. Fran?
Our congratulations to both. Okay, it'll be Dick Tidrow, the big right-hander with the New York Yankees. Tidrow has been used as a starter and a long man with the Yankees this year. Very important role. He's 7-11 on the year with a 3.84 ERA. Tidrow with a good sinking fastball when he's on and a slider. Also throw a screwball and a curveball. Tidrow had trouble with his move to first base the past 3 years. He worked hard in spring training on the move. Now he has a good move to first base and gets the ball to the catcher. We'll take a look at the scoreboard now as Bob Lemon and Catfish Hunter walk off the mound. American League after 1.5 innings in Boston. It's Toronto nothing, Boston nothing. Louis Tiant going for the Red Sox. Don Kirkwood for the Blue Jays. Detroit and Baltimore after 3 complete. 1 apiece. Minnesota at Kansas City. Chicago at California. Milwaukee at Oakland. Texas at Seattle. They are all later starts. New York at Chicago in the National League, a later start. Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. It's 0-0 after 2 complete innings. Montreal and St. Louis will be a later start. Atlanta, 0. Cincinnati now batting in the bottom of the first. Tom Seaver going for his 17th win of the year. San Francisco at Houston, the Dodgers, and the Padres. Later starts. Right here, the score, the Indians 4, the Yankees 2. Dick Tidrow on in relief of Catfish Hunter. Jim Norris was grounded to short in the first inning. He'll bat now. In the second inning with a runner on first base, Rick Manning, a single to center field to drive in a run. 2 outs. Frank?
Okay, Norris, the left-hand hitter, grounded out to the shortstop, Bucky Dent, his first time at bat. Tidrow's pitch to him. Fastball is outside. Ball 1. The 4 runs scored by the Indians in this ball game this afternoon equal the total number of runs given up by Yankee pitching all week long. Here's the 1-0 deal. Slammed down the left field line. That's going to be trouble, and it is in for the base hit. Roy White fields it deep in the corner. They're going to try to score. Nope, they hold him up now. Looked like Nosek was waving Manning on, but Manning slowed down going into third base. Manning had the play right in front of him, and he would not have made it home. A 2-base hit with Manning stopping at third. Well, the Indians, in their final game of the season, coming out as an aroused ball club. Buddy Bell, the batter, with 2 outs and runners at second and third. The Indians leading 4-2 here in the second. The stretch by Tidrow with men at second and third, and the pitch looked like a good slider. Is in there for a strike. Strike 1. Cloudy day here in New York. The sun now behind the clouds. A lot of rain this morning around the area. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. The on-deck hitter is Andre Thornton. We'll be watching the Toronto-Boston score for you as we go along. It is now posted on the scoreboard. Nothing.
After 2.
Okay, Fran, thank you. 1-1 pitch, line to center field, and that's in for the base hit. Here comes 1 run. They're going to try to score the second man. Throw home, not in time. Throw to second base. Safe again as he overslid the bag but got back before Stanley's second attempt at tag. Single, 2 runs batted in for Buddy Bell, and the Indians lead 6-2.
Frank, we talk about Buddy Bell not swinging the bat very well this series. A couple men in scoring position will always make a good hitter a little better.
I've always thought of Bell as one of the better clutch hitters in the American League. He goes down in my book right in along in the same category with a Thurman Munson, a Sal Bando, not necessarily in that order. Pitch to Thornton is grounded to third, charged by Greg Nettles. He's got it, throws to first, he's out, and the side is retired. But the Cleveland Indians have scored 4 runs on 4 hits with a man left. At the end of 1.5, it's Cleveland 6 and the Yankees 2.
Here's a message of special interest to New Jersey residents from Household Finance.
People use our money to get the most out of life.
Your home could provide a way for you to get the most out of life. With an HFC homeowner loan, you could use the equity you have in your home to help pay for your children's education, get a new car, or take that long overdue vacation you've been promising yourself. Equity is the difference between what you owe on your home and what it's worth today. And it could be the money you need to get the most out of life. Ask about the homeowner loan from Household Finance, an equal opportunity lender.
Come on into HFC.
In New Jersey, secondary mortgage loans are available from $2,500 to $25,000. See your phone book for the HFC office nearest you.
Hey, how about a bacon that cooks up crisp and lean every time you put it in the skillet? Great bacon. Great special cut bacon by Colonial. Special cut from the best part of the bacon for leanness and great taste. That's how Colonial makes sure that every time you get special cut bacon, you'll be serving the kind of quality and hearty flavor families love bacon for. So Sunday morning or any morning, serve the bacon that's always great. Special cut bacon. Cut from where the bacon is best so it tastes best. Colonial makes it.
And left fielder Roy White steps in to face Rick Waits. Bottom of the second to score the Indians 6, the Yankees 2. Frank?
Roy is hitting .268. He's batting right-handed against the southpaw Waits and takes a curve low and inside. Roy has hit 8 home runs this year, 42 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch is bounced to third. Bell backs up for the second half. Gets it and throws him out. I'll tell you something, Fran Healy, but 2 or 3 years ago, Bell would not have got him with that play. Roy slowed down just a bit.
Well, he slowed down a bit, Frank. He's also nursing an injured Achilles heel.
So the combination of the two, and Bell was able to back off for the second bounce and get him.
Correction on that, Frank. It's the Achilles tendon.
Bucky Dent steps in, batting .244, right-hand hitter, and he takes the ball inside. Rick Waits ready and deals. Ball 2 is up high. Russell Earl Dent. .257 lifetime batting average, so he's a bit below that this year. Been hurt much of the season. Best he ever hit was .274 in the major leagues. He takes a strike. That was in 1974, his first full year with the Chicago White Sox. Ball 3 comes in high. And the 3-1 pitch to him. Walked in, ball 4. So the Yankees, with 1 out, have a man on, and Fred Stanley will be the batter. Stanley is playing second base this afternoon for the injured Willie Randolph. A decision will be made on Randolph after the Yankees workout prior to the first playoff game if the Yankees do win the East. Now we have to qualify everything we say because the Indians have a 6-2 lead.
Frank, and after 2.5 innings in Boston, it's Toronto nothing, Boston nothing.
1 strike pitch to Stanley is foul back in the upper deck. In other words, if the Yankees do make the championship series, it is my understanding that they will have until the day before the first game of the playoffs to decide on Randolph. The 0-2 pitch is coming, and it is foul down off his foot.
Frank, Fred Stanley finds himself in a difficult position right now. As a substitute, you don't play that often. Batting practice is fine, but you're not the same at the plate unless you're in game conditions. Now he's in a game, a very crucial spot. So offensively, he's going to find it very difficult. Even defensively, you need that rhythm. You have to have that confidence out there, relaxation. And if you're not playing, it's difficult.
In 1975, as the Yankees' regular shortstop, Stanley played in 117 games. He bounces this one to the right side, played on 2 hops by Kuiper. He fires to Verizon for the force on Dent. No throw back to first. Two down, none on, and Mickey Rivers, the batter. Rivers hit Waite's first pitch on the ground to first baseman Thornton and was retired. So he's 0 for 1. Rivers batting .265, and that is way below his potential. Rivers last year batted .326. He was third in the MVP voting a couple of years ago. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. The flip over to the shortstop for the force on Stanley. And at the end of 2, the score, Cleveland 6 and the Yankees 2. Wayne Cage leads off the Cleveland third, takes a fastball low and in from Tidrow. Cage is the only Indian not to bat in the second when the Tribe hit 8 men, scored 4 runs on 4 hits. Tidrow's next pitch is slapped foul in the upper deck. Cage popped up to Bucky Dent, who drifted way back into left field for it to end the top half of the first inning. Let's see what the problem is here now with the plate umpire, Richie Garcia. Somehow, member of the Yankee bullpen crew was over there too far out of his territory to suit the hitter Wayne Cage, and the umpires made him move. A foul was peeled back. Who was it, Pam? Larry McCall was standing pretty much out there behind the center field fence, and evidently he was distracting Cage in some way, and they asked him to move, and he did. The count is a ball and 2 strikes, and the next pitch. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Tidrow, and the first by a Yankee pitcher. The summary on Catfish Hunter: he worked 1 2/3 innings, charged with 5 runs all earned, 4 hits and a walk. Tidrow is charged with 1 run and 2 hits. Gary Alexander homered leading off the second inning. That broke a 2-2 tie. Tidrow's kick and pitch, low outside. The home run for Alexander was his 27th, giving him 83 runs batted in. Tall, slender right-hand hitter. The next pitch, strike call. It's 1-1. Now the 1-1 delivery, fouled out of play. Physically, you look at the Cleveland Indians, Fran Healy, they got a left fielder, Jim Norris, who is built like a catcher, looks like he should be catching. They got a catcher, Alexander, looks like he should be playing the outfield.
Right, Alexander does have the build of an outfield. Of course, the scouts started looking for big catchers, and now they're back to the stocky catcher.
1-2 pitch, he fouled it down, came up and hit him in the back.
Let me qualify that. I should say that the scouts are looking for good catchers that can hit. They don't care how they are built.
You're awfully big for a catcher, Fran.
Too big.
Really too big, you think?
6'5" is too big for a catcher. Although now Bill Dickey was about 6'3", and he was a great catcher.
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch coming. And strike 3 is called. Alexander is caught looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tidrow. You know, you talk about your catchers. Ellie Howard goes over 6 feet. He was a fine catcher. Yogi Berra, well under 6 feet. He was an excellent catcher. But by and large, you'll find your catchers, I think, 6 feet or under.
Right, it'll take the bigger catcher a while. For example, to throw the ball to second base takes a little bit longer.
Rick Manning, Danny Briggs steps in and fouls a pitch back.
And Frank, that's so very important when you are throwing to get rid of the ball quickly. Now, base stealing has become a very important part of an offense. You have to stop it. The shorter you are, the quicker you will be.
0-1 delivery. Breaking ball, that was the screwball low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Get back to catching targets. You have to get as low as possible to give the target. Always more difficult for the taller catcher.
1-1 pitch, outside again, 2 balls and a strike.
And there's another, but I should say there is a pretty good catcher that's tall in the American League, Carlton Fisk,
yep.
about 6'2".
Yep. 2-1 delivery. Hit in the air to center field. Rivers drifting back. Glove up, makes the catch. The side is retired in order. At the end of 2.5, it's Cleveland 6 and New York 2.
Okay, it's Evan Munson who singled in the first. Then he will lead it off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the third. The score, the Indians 6, the Yankees 2. In Boston after 3, it's Toronto nothing, Boston nothing. Frank?
All right, Fran Haley, the windup and the pitch to Munson. Inside. Thurman is hitting .299 now. He's built more along the classic catcher's lines we were talking about. Just a shade under 6 feet. Stockily built. The 1-0 pitch to him. Taken for a strike. And the count squares 1-1.
And Frank, a great, probably the quickest catcher in all of baseball right now.
1-1 pitch. Curveball is hit down the right field line. Long run for Briggs. And he made the catch.
Wow.
Oh, what a catch by Briggs. An outstanding play by the right fielder. He dove for the ball, caught it just before it hit the ground. He hit hard, skidded, and held on to it. And with that, we'll pause 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
70 degrees and partly cloudy at 250 WINS 1010 New York. The top stories right now. The number of reported major crimes in New York State continues to decline, but rape and aggravated assault both increase. An estimated 100,000 line up in the rain and cold in Rome to pay their respects to Pope John Paul I. At Atlanta Stadium, starting the third quarter, Giants 14, the Falcons 9. At Shea Stadium in the third, Pittsburgh Steelers 21, the Jets 10.
First to third, both men scored. He hits one deep to left field. This one is way back, but it is playable by the left fielder, and Norris makes the catch at the warning track. 2 down.
Some of our pregame guests received gift certificates for dinner for 2 at Victoria Station. Tonight, try Victoria Station for excellent prime ribs and a unique railroad atmosphere. Victoria Station in Darien, Yonkers, and East Brunswick.
Reggie Jackson is the batter. Reggie popped up to the shortstop in the first inning. A run scored after the catch. He swings and pops one up again, foul off third. Bell will run out of room. He goes to the seats, but no play. Jackson was credited with a run batted in, but no sacrifice fly on a pop-up to the shortstop for Reiser, who had a mental block after he caught the ball. He bluffed a throw, and Munson, seeing him hesitate, came racing in from third base after tagging up, of course. Now Jackson, the only difference is, was charged with a time at bat. Waits, winds, and deals. High. 1-1.
Frank Waits throws a lot like the left-hander with the Kansas City Royals, Paul Spudar. Good control, good fastball, good curveball.
He takes high again. Speaking of Splitoff, if the Yankees do make the playoffs, Splitoff has already been named as his opening night pitcher out in Kansas City. Whitey Herzog is named Splitoff. 2-1 pitch. Cut on and foul. If the Royals play the Yankees, it would be Splitoff. If the Royals play the Red Sox, he would start Dennis Leonard.
Whereas Herzog usually saves his left-handers for New York. This time he's going right after the Yankees with the left-hander Spudar.
And again, we qualify all the remarks made this afternoon based on the fact that the Yankees do win the division. Right now they trail 6-2 in this ball game. There is no score in Boston in the fourth. 2-2 to Reggie. Swing and a miss. Struck him out to retire the side in order. And Bill White will pick up here on radio, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of 3, the score. The Indians 6 and the Yankees 2.
Okay, Dwayne Kuiper steps in for the Indians. The score, the Indians 6, the Yankees 2. And here with the play-by-play, Bill White.
All right, Fran. First pitch to the left-handed batter is C. Checks the swing, takes it down low, ball 1. Kuiper has been up once, forced a runner, and scored in the second inning. Tidrow's next pitch is lifted foul, back out of play over the Indian dugout on the third base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleveland going ahead 2-0 on Andy Thornton's 2-run home run in the first inning. Yankees coming back and tying it up with daring base running by Thurman Munson. Then Cleveland scoring 4 big ones in the second. Hit in the air, shallow center field, left center. Coming on, Mickey Rivers. Mickey's there, makes the catch. 1 out. Here's Tom Verizor, the shortstop. Verizor's been up once, and Greg Nettles threw him out. On deck is Rick Manning. He's had a good series against the Yankees. He's had 5 base hits and 10 times up so far against Yankee pitching. Verizor bounces one through up the middle just past Tidrow out into center field. Base hit.
Tidrow threw that sinker ball inside and low on Verizor. Verizor hit the ball the way a sinker ball should be hit from the right side, off the right-handed sinker ball, up the middle or to the other field.
Just past Tidrow. Dick, with a little quicker reflexes, could have had the ball. So Verizor on at first base, 1 out. Here's Rick Manning. He singled twice and scored twice. We mentioned 5 base hits in the series against the Yankees, 5 for 10. A left-handed batter. He's now batting .263. Time is called as Tidrow backs off.
And Bill, the way Torberg has been managing in Cleveland and now here in New York against the Yankees, we can look for some aggressive base running.
Well, especially with Tidrow pitching. Looped foul outside of left field. That'll make the seats. Manning going the other way. Tidrow, big pitcher, keeps that left leg up a long time from the stretch position. Of course, Verizor does not have that much speed. So if they would do anything, would probably hit and run with Manning. 1 strike pitch. Swung on, fouled back. 2 strikes on Manning. Too late now for the hit and run. Chambliss holding on Verizor at first base. There's 1 man out. Cleveland leading 6-2 in batting in the 4th inning. Through 3 in Boston. Toronto nothing. The Boston Red Sox nothing. Now through 3.5, understand. Manning hits one foul over the dugout on the third base side. That's out of play. Louis Tion pitching for the Boston Red Sox. Don Kirkwood for the Blue Jays. Tidrow, a new baseball. Looks at Munson for a sign. Now he sets. Runners going. The pitch is swung on. Drill left center. That's a base hit. Verizor around second base. He'll go on the third. Manning tries for 2. Now the runner will try to score. A throw home will not be in time. Verizor scores. Manning goes to second base with a double, and the Indians now lead it by a score of 7-2.
Still at third base goes Joe Nasek. When that ball fell in, just kept waving for Verizor to keep on running. Roy White fielded the ball on one hop, threw the ball into shortstop Fred Stanley. Stanley turned, fired home, but the ball was off the mark, and Verizor was able to slide around the diving Thurman Munson.
Oh, Cleveland adds another run. They now lead 7-2. Manning picks up his 3rd straight base hit in the ball game. His first run batted in, and here's Jim Norris. He's bounced out and doubled. Pitch to Norris. Down low, ball 1. Manning down at second base, 1 away. Cleveland leading 7-2 in the 4th inning. Dave Racich, a left-hander, gets up and starts throwing in the Yankee bullpen. The 1-0 pitch. Called strike, it's 1-1. Looks like Ken Clay's also up, and he'll start throwing. So Clay and Racich, a left-hander and a right-hander throwing. Now Tidrow's ready. And the pitch. On the inside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. Well, the Yankees have their work cut out for them here this afternoon. They're down 5 runs already. Fastball is low. It's 2-2. Still plenty of time. 6 more at-bats for the Yankees. Manning off second. He's checked by Tidrow. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced to second base. Stanley to his left. Throws on the Chambliss. They've got Norris, and moving to third base is Rick Manning. Well, there are 2 outs now. Manning over at third base. The batter's Buddy Bell. First, let's take 5 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
71 degrees and partly cloudy at 3:01. This is WINS New York.
Buddy Bell has popped up and singled in 2 runs. He's 1 for 2, batting at .283 and the right-handed hitter. Yankees set up straight away in the infield and the outfield for Bell. Tidrow's first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, ball 1. Catfish Hunter started the ball game for the Yankees. He only lasted 1 2/3 innings. 1-0 pitch. Check swing foul. 1-1. Catfish responsible for 4 runs on 4 base hits, giving up 2 home runs, a home run to Andy Thornton, a 2-run home run in the first inning, and a leadoff home run to Gary Alexander in the second. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Bell. Called strike 2, a ball and 2 strikes. Art Adler just double-checking with me. Catfish responsible for 5 runs. 1-2 pitch, fouled off. 1-2. That's right, 5 runs. Manning, Thornton, Alexander, Kuiper, and Rick Manning. Tidrow responsible for 2. The run Norris scored in the second, and the run Verizon scored here in the fourth. Here's the 1-2 to Bell. Low, just missed, slow and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tidrow started off the mound.
In the Yankee bullpen, Kenny Clay sat down. Larry McCall now throwing from the right side.
Here's a 2-2 pitch to Bell. Swung on, fouled, upper deck right side. That'll be way back out of play. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bell. Manning goes back to third base. Cleveland ahead 7-2. They have 7 runs, 8 base hits. The Yankees 2 runs, 3 base hits. We're in the 4th inning. Tidrow taking plenty of time now. Now he looks in at Munson. He rocks. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced slowly towards second. Stanley digs it out. Underhand, the Chambliss have got Bell and the sides retired. Cleveland, 1 more run on 2 hits to leave a man on base. And at the end of 3.5, the Indians 7, the Yankees 2.
People use our money.
So a Rickle home center near you and save.
Well, Greg Nettles just fouled off the first pitch. The count is no balls and a strike on Greg. He is leading off of the Yankees in the bottom half of the 4th inning here at the stadium. Cleveland leading 7-2. 2 runs in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the 5th for the Tribe. Yankees picked up their 2 in the bottom of the first. Waits 1 strike pitch. Curveball's too high. It's 1-1. Nettles has been up once, drove in a run with a single up the middle. That tied the ball game up in the first inning. He now has 27 home runs and 93 runs batted in. 1-1 delivery. Hit down the right field line. Briggs has room. He's back in the corner, backing up, and makes the catch right up against the wall at the 3:10 mark. 1 away. Here's Chambliss. Nettles just missed it. Chambliss has been up once and waved at a bad curveball and struck out in the first inning. First pitch is too high. Ball 1 to Chris. Waits, rocks, and deals a 1-0 pitch. Curveball is high, 2-0. On deck is Roy White. Yankee fans a little quiet now. They're down 5 runs. Called strike on Chambliss, 2-1. They'll brighten up as soon as a couple of guys get on base. 2-1 pitch. Curveball misses inside, 3-1. Here's a 3-1 delivery to Chris Chambliss. Fastball is right in there, called strike. Count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now Waits is ready, and the payoff pitch to Chambliss. Bounced foul into the stands over the Yankee dugout on the first base side. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Waits with a new ball, gets a sign. Payoff pitch. Curveball way outside. Chambliss walks. Now the fans make a little noise. Chambliss on at first base, 1 away. The batter's Roy White. Roy's been up once, bounced to third. White batting .268. He's in right-handed against Waits. And the pitch. Bunted off third base. Pretty good bunt. They let it roll. It's a fair ball. Everybody's safe. Heads up bunt by Roy White. Chambliss moving to second base. The Yankees have runners at first and second with 1 away. And the batter's Bucky Dent.
Well, that's the first time that I can recall Roy White bunting that ball. A perfect drag bunt down the third baseline. Buddy Bell playing back.
Once that ball stayed on the infield grass, nothing Bell could do about it. He was hoping it would kick off the grass and get on the dirt and roll foul. So Chambliss down at second base, White on at first with 1 away. Here's Dent. Bucky walked in the second inning. Cleveland back looking for 2. Pitch to Bucky Dent. Called strike on the outside corner. On deck is Fred Stanley. Cleveland bullpen getting busy now. Right-hander, is that Buskey out there? It's too big for Buskey.
Looks like a Russell.
Buskey's not even with these guys. Hit on the ground to third, backhanded by Bell, touches up there, throws to first, double play. Side is retired. At the end of 4, Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2.
Okay, a little reminder, no more orders are being accepted for the Yankees photo albums. If you have already sent in your order, please be patient. The response to the offer was tremendous, so we ask that you allow at least 4 weeks for delivery. Bill?
Andy Thornton leads off against Tidrow and takes down low ball 1. Top half the 5th inning here at the stadium. Cleveland leads 7-2 over the Yankees. And the next pitch, low and away with the curveball. Thornton has homered, and he's bounced out. So he's 1 for 2. 1 for 8 in the series so far against the Yankees. Fastball, he tried to check the swing. Evidently he did. There's no appeal. Now they look at first base. He did not swing. 3-0. Sun trying to break through here at the stadium. Maybe that'll change your luck a little. 3-0 pitch. Called strike, 3-1. Now Tidrow, 3-1 delivery. Called strike 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Thornton. The home run by Thornton was his 33rd of the year. He now has 105 runs batted in on the year. An excellent year for the Indian first baseman. Here's a payoff pitch. Too high, ball 4, and Thornton walks. So Tidrow got behind 3 balls, no strikes, got 2 pitches over, then finally walked Thornton, and that'll bring on Wayne Cage, a designated hitter. He has popped up and struck out. Tidrow got him with a good screwball his last time up. Cage, a left-handed batter. Big fella, but he hits the ball mostly the other way. Bounces one up the middle. Stanley has it, touches it second, throws the first, double play. Fred Stanley, the Yankees' second baseman, got the ball right near the bag. All he had to do was touch up there, throw on the Chambliss to complete the double play, and quickly, there are 2 outs. Here's Gary Alexander. He is homered and struck out. A right-handed batter. Hit a towering home run off Catfish Hunter leading off the second inning. White, using the wall as leverage, jumped as high as he could, but could not come up with the baseball. It was Alexander's 27th home run of the year. And the first pitch to him. Swung on, popped foul off first base side. Chambliss over there. He has room and makes the catch. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left at the end of 4.5. Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2.
Well,
Fred Stanley leads off the fifth inning for the Yankees and takes a strike from Rick Waite. The next pitch is down low. It's 1-1. Stanley batting for the second time in the ball game. Forced a runner in the second inning. 1-1 delivery. Curveball bounced back to the mound. Waits, has it. Throws to first base, and they've got him. Threw a slider over to Thornton. The ball ended up down around Thornton's shoes, but he came up with the play. 1 away.
On the scoreboard in the American League, the middle of the fifth inning in Boston, no score, Toronto and Boston. Detroit 2, Baltimore 2 after 6. Minnesota, Kansas City, no score after 1.5. Chicago and California, Milwaukee at Oakland, Texas at Seattle later starts.
Right here, Cleveland leading 7-2, and here's Mickey Rivers. He backs off a curveball that bends over the plate, strike one. Mickey's 0 for 2. He's bounced to first and forced a runner. Batting .265. Sidearm curveball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
In the National League, no score after 3 innings, the Mets and the Cubs. After 5, it's Pittsburgh 4, Philly 2.
Ball's popped up in shallow left, backing up the shortstop. Verizon, he's there, makes a catch on the outfield grass. 2 outs.
Montreal, nothing. St. Louis, nothing after 2.5 innings in St. Louis. Atlanta, 3. Cincinnati, nothing after 2.5. Tom Seaver going for his 17th win of the year. San Francisco at Houston, Los Angeles at San Diego later starts.
Here's Thurman Munson. Munson singled in the first inning and scored on a daring play as Jackson popped to the shortstop in shallow left. Then Dan Briggs robbed him of at least a double in the third. A diving, sliding catch near the right field line. Waits first pitch to Munson. Curveball hit on the ground to shortstop. Backhanded by Verizon. Long throw to Thornton. They've got Munson, and the side is retired. And at the end of 5, Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2.
71 degrees and partly cloudy at 3:20. WINS 1010 New York. The top stories right now. The number of reported major crimes in New York State continues to decline, but rape and aggravated assault both increase. 100,000 line up in the rain in Rome to pay last respects to Pope John Paul I.
Dan Briggs leads off against Dick Tidrow here in the 6th inning, and he swings and misses a curveball. Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2 in the 6th. Briggs 0 for 1. The next pitch is swung on and missed. 2 strikes. Bottom third of the Cleveland batting order. Dan Briggs, Dwayne Kuiper, and Tom Verizon. 2-strike pitch. Low and in. Try to get him with 3 straight curveballs. Briggs took the third one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He's batting at 152. 1 home run this year. That was it against the Yankees at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. Hit against Parky Lyle. Briggs has been up 46 times, has 7 base hits since being recalled from the minor leagues. Fastball is fouled back. Jammed him with a good fastball. Still 1-2.
Red Sox scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Or the 6th now.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Briggs goes down swinging, and just as Briggs struck out on the board to score, the Red Sox picked up 2 runs, and they lead Toronto 2-0. What inning is that? It's at the bottom of the 6th.
Top of the 6th.
Top of the 6th. Boston leading Toronto 2-0. So the Blue Jays batting in the 6th inning. Here's Dwayne Kuiper. Hits one into center field. Mickey Rivers backing up. Has plenty of time and makes the catch. 2 outs. So the Yankees, seeing that score go up on the board, know they have their work cut out for them now. Louis Tion, a toughie, has been given a 2-0 lead by the Red Sox at the end of 5. Here's Tom Verizon. He's bounced to third, single, and scored. 1 for 2. Verizon 4 for 8 against the Yankees so far in this series. Hits one to left. Roy White backing up, flips the glasses down. He's got plenty of time and makes the catch The side is retired. An easy inning for Dick Tidrow, and at the end of 5 1/2, Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2. Lou Piniella takes a strike from Rick Waits here in the bottom half of 6. Curveballs it on the ground to second base. Kuiper backs up, picks it up, flips it over to Thornton. They've got Piniella, and there's one away. Yankees down 5. Cleveland leading 7-2. Here's Reggie Jackson. Jackson 0 for 2 with a run batted in. Phil Pepe, the official scorer, credited Jackson with a fielder's choice when he had a short pop-up to Tom Verizor, the Indian shortstop. Jackson bounces one to first base. Thornton tosses to Waits. They've got Jackson, 2 outs.
Bill Waits throwing a good ball game, making good pitches on the Yankees. He's pitching with 3 days rest. If he was an overpowering pitcher, it might affect him. He's a control pitcher. It might be good for him.
Oh, the best part he's got going for him, he's got a 5-run lead here.
And is relaxed enough to make the pitch.
Yep.
Very important part of baseball, the ability
Yankees, of
to
course,
relax.
might be just a little over anxious.
Right.
Down 5, they've seen that scoreboard. Boston leading 2-0 over Toronto. Waits has only beaten the Yankees twice in his career. Greg Nettles lines one and caught by second baseman Dwayne Kuiper. Sides retired, 3 up and 3 down at the end of 6. Cleveland 7, the Yankees 2.
Say, what's another name for action, Bill?
Oh, that's easy, Frank. Yoo-hoo.
Right, Yoo-hoo.
Okay, it'll be Rick Manning to lead off for the Cleveland Indians. Top of the 7th inning to score. The Indians 7, the Yankees 2. Phil?
All right, Rick Manning is 3 for 3 in the ball game and lines one right at Reggie Jackson. Hit it hard. Reggie has to leap and grab it. Manning with 2 singles and a double almost hit one over Reggie Jackson's head, 1 away. Manning has scored twice and driven in 2. And now Jim Norris bounced to short, double to left and scored, and bounced to second. Dick Tidrow into the windup. And the pitch high, ball 1. Catfish on the start of the ball game, and the Cat, for the first time in probably a month, just didn't have it. Touched up for 5 runs on 4 hits. Strike 1, 1-1. Tidrow's next pitch is hit foul and out of play down the left side, back into the crowd.
And now 20 seconds for our local stations to identify themselves.
71 degrees and partly cloudy at 3:28. This is WINS New York. The top stories right now. The number of reported major crimes in New York State continues to decline, but rape and aggravated assault both increased. An estimated 100,000 line up in the rain and cold in Rome to pay their respects to Pope John Paul I. Iran announces amnesty for political dissidents, permitting thousands abroad to return home.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Norris. 1 out, nobody on. Indians in front, 7-2 in the 7th. Very subdued Yankee Stadium crowd. That's way inside 2-2. But 3 big innings left. They're ready to explode at any time. The 2-2 pitch. Line, that's a base hit and extra bases in the left field corner. Roy White up with it. And it will not be in time. Norris slides in with his second double in almost the same spot.
Well, that was a pretty good pitch by Tidrow. Down and away from Norris. Norris slapped that ball in left field. Hit the ball exactly where it was pitched.
That's where it looks like he has the most success. He has problems getting around on a pitch. Buddy Bell, 1 for 3, but that one hit a big one. A single in the 2nd inning to drive in 2 runs. He's also popped to second and bounced to second. 1 out. Pitch to Bell, hit deep to left. Roy White back on the warning track, backing up. And makes the catch right against the fence. Oh, man. That almost had the earmarks of Gary Alexander's home, my friend.
Yes, it did, Phil. Bell got just a little bit underneath that fastball. High fastball by Tidrow. Threw the ball to deep left field, right to the wall. Roy White was about to brace himself against the wall and go up again. He did not have to. He got right next to the wall and made the catch.
All right, here's the big man, their slugger, Andre Thornton, who hit a 2-run homer in the first inning to get the Indians going. He also bounced to third and walked. 33 home runs and 105 runs batted in for this man. What a year. Ball one. Two men are out. Pedro comes down to the belt. And the pitch low and away, 2-0. Stretch by Tidrow. And the pitch on the outside corner, 2-1. Tidrow sets again, checks Norris, and the pitch low and outside, 3-1. They're being very careful with Thornton. They do have a base open. And if they're going to let him swing at all, it's got to be a pitch away. The 3-1 pitch. Curve right in there. Strike called, 3-2. Oh, he did not give in and throw the fastball Thornton was looking for. He had the luxury of guessing on one pitch anyway. Tough to guess on 3-2, Frank.
Yes, it is. Of course, all you want to do is see the ball and put the bat on it. Hit that ball someplace. For some of those power hitters in a game like this, he might look for a ball he can drive.
All right, let's see what Tidrow and Munson come up with. The payoff pitch. Swing and a foul. That'll be out of play over the Yankee dugout into the crowd.
Phil, if I recall correctly, a conversation with Tidrow last year in the bullpen, Thornton's had trouble with Tidrow throughout his career, including winter ball.
All right. See if he's got the Indian sign on the Indian slugger. The pitch. Ball 4. So he was being very careful with him. Second time he has walked Thornton. And the only 2 walks he's allowed since coming in the ball game.
And right now, manager Bob Lemon walks out to the mound. He has a right-hander in the bullpen and a left-hander.
And he wants the left-hander.
That's McCall and Ratius, and then he wants the left-hander, Dave Ratius. And we're going to take a break in the action. With the score, the Indians 7, the Yankees 2.
This is Mel Allen.
And as Dave Ratius takes his warm-up tosses, we'll remind you, reserved bleacher seat tickets for the American League Championship Series in New York will be sold through the more than 100 Ticketron outlets starting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The price is $4 plus service charge with a limit of 4 seats per game per customer. To find a Ticketron outlet nearest you, call 212-977-2020. Wayne Cage steps in for the Indians. Phil?
All right, the big left-hander's first curve is outside, ball 1. Cage has popped to short, struck out, and hit into a double play. Racich, by the way, making his 4th appearance, his second relief appearance, curve low and away, 2-0. Young man has no won or lost record, a 4.50 earned run average, tall and skinny. Runners at first and second. Indians lead 7-2. Curvy held up, it's 3-0. Now we have a right-hand batter coming up next, and we have action, as Fran told you, continuing the Yankee bullpen, McCall. So we might have another change. Fastball is in there, strike call, 3-1. Kind of surprised that Torborg did not have Cage swinging. Leading 7-2. The kick, the pitch, the curve is high, ball 4, the bases are loaded. And let's see, no action, nobody coming out of the dugout. We're going to let Racich pitch to Alexander, who homered, struck out, and popped to first. Bases full of Indians. All 3 runners lead away. The kick and the pitch fouled, upstairs, out of play, strike 1. Big left-hander. Fastball swing and a miss, strike two. Pretty good fastball that time by Racich. Nothing in two. Now the set, and time is called. Alexander asked the time at the plate. All right, you hear the crowd on the two-strike pitch. And a foul out of play. Still nothing in two. And all the Yankee fans looking at that scoreboard. Red Sox still leading 2-0, and the Red Sox batting in the bottom of the sixth. Now the stretch. The pitch struck him out. Good job by the young left-hander to get the tough Alexander. No runs, one hit, no errors, 3 men left. At the end of 6.5, Indians 7 and the Yankees 2.
Trickle home center near you and save.
All right, we're ready to go. In the lucky bottom of the 7th, and Chambliss asked for time. Chris has struck out and walked. And the Yankee fan is trying to bring the Yankee bats alive. Curve foul at the plate, strike one. Normally, Chris waits very well on that breaking pitch, but he's been out in front all day.
Yes, he is, Phil. I suppose a great self-discipline. You have to be able to tell yourself to wait.
1-1, the sidearm fastball high and outside. Yankees need some base runners. Low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Waits, winds, and the fastball is right in there, 2-2. Waits has allowed just 4 base hits. Yankees got 3 of those in the first inning. A curve hit in the air, straight center. Manning is back there, a lot of room, and one hands it, 1 away.
In the Cleveland Indian bullpen, right-hander Jim Kern, left-hander Sid Manji.
And the Red Sox fail to score in the bottom of the 6th. They've completed 6 at Fenway. The Red Sox lead 2-0. Roy White bounced to third. Got the last Yankee base hit on a beautiful bunt down the third base line. And bounces one to Buddy Bell, who one hands it. Easy throw, 2 out.
And right now, Rick Waits is on the ground. After he delivered that ball, he fell down.
All he's asking for is a towel, though. Doesn't appear to be seriously injured. Might have got his spikes caught. Very lucky.
On the monitor, the television monitor we have here in the radio booth, he caught his spikes after he released the ball. Of course, like you said, Phil, very lucky he didn't break the ankle.
Yep. All right, I imagine it'll allow him to throw a pitch or two. Make sure he's all right. Waits a little gingerly on that right foot that comes down, but he says he's all right and will continue.
Phil, in that Red Sox game, Louis Tiant has only allowed 1 hit. Don Kirkwood, the Toronto Blue Jays right-hander, has only allowed 3.
Wow. All right, here, the Yankees trail 7-2, 2 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th. And the pitch to Bucky fouled back and out of play. Fred Stanley is on deck. But if Dent gets on, I doubt if the chicken will be allowed to bat. Yankees need some runs and some long ball hitting. Changeup is high, 1-1.
Rocky Colavito on the steps of the Indian dugout with the walkie-talkie, setting up the Indian defense.
Curve is high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch right in their line, right at the second baseman. Yankees have hit some shots, but right at the infielders and outfielders. They get down in order at the end of 7. Indians 7 and the Yankees 2. All right, we're ready now for the top of the 8th inning, and the first pitch is line to left field. Base hit for Danny Briggs. The left-handers are going to the opposite field in this ball game. Line single to left. First hit off Racich. And that'll bring up Dwayne Kuiper. Kuiper had a 9-game hitting streak broken in last night's game. Today he's 0 for 3. Fly to center twice, bunted into a force play. Let's see if they try to sacrifice. Nope, he's swinging away and takes a strike. Nettles is in at third. Indians in front, 7-2. Red Sox still leading 2-0 in the 7th at Fenway. The kick and a foul back in the upper deck out of play. Nothing in 2 the count. Two-strike pitch just inside with a breaking pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. Roy White playing way over in left field, near the left field line. Rivers well over in left center. Big gap in straightaway center for Kuiper, and the curve is inside, 2-2. Danny Briggs at first base. Nobody out. 10 hits now for the Indians to go with their 7 runs. Bouncing ball at second base, and they'll only have one play. Stanley has to throw to first. It was a high Baltimore chop over the pitcher's head. It advances Briggs to second, 1 away. And now Tom Verizon bounced to third, single to center, and scored, and fly to left. Now the outfield goes back to play straight away on the right-hand hitting Verizon. And a fastball fouled back off the screen, strike 1. Racich to the belt. Fastball, high fly to shallow right. Near the stands, Jackson is there. Reggie makes the catch in fair territory and fires it into Bucky Dent, holding the runner at second. 2 men out. You can see now on that high fly ball, Fran, that the wind is blowing from right field to left field.
Yes.
That's what's making those high flies to left carry.
Mm-hmm. Of course, that ball Alexander hit early in the ball game. I thought the ball was going to be caught.
I thought so easily. Just kept drifting and drifting. Rick Manning's had a big day. 2 singles, a double. The only time they got him out, he lined hard to right field. He scored twice and driven in 2. The kick and the pitch low, ball 1. Yankees got to do something, friend. I am not mentally prepared to go to Boston tomorrow.
Well, as long as the players are.
You're right there. Yeah, I never thought of that. But there's a high fly to left, and Roy White back a couple of steps. One hands it. So the young left-hander gets out of the inning. No runs a hit, no errors, a man left. At the end of 7.5, the Indians 7 and the Yankees 2. Fred Stanley's the batter, and while we're away, has a count of 2 balls, no strikes on him. Chicken is bounced to second, hit back to the box, and takes the strike, 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Yankees need 5 big runs to tie. Next pitch, low, 3-1. Mickey Rivers on deck, and this is the part of the order that's got to do it. The 3-1 pitch, Stanley will be taken. Ball 4.
Right now, Jeff Torborg, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, goes to the mound, and he might bring the hook with him. He might go to the bullpen. He's got Jim Kern, the big right-hander, and Sid Manji, the left-hander. His ace is out of the bullpen.
Well, a lot of times that can backfire. If you remember in the first game, when David Clyde was pitching that beautiful game, Torborg went for his ace reliever, as many times the Yankees will do it with Gossage and Lyle, and it backfired on him. But he's going to leave him in there right now.
Well, it looked like he got all over Rick Waite right there. Of course, Torborg, an old catcher. And Torborg, an old catcher, got all over Waite. Sometimes the catcher has to do that to get him back in the ball game.
All right, Mickey Rivers steps in, 0 for 3 on the day. The stretch, pitch for Mickey, outside, ball 1. The walk to Stanley was only the third given up by Rick Waite in the ball game. He sets again, and the pitch, strike call, 1-1. Mickey ducking away from what appeared to be a high inside fastball, but it's called a strike, 1-1. Thurman Munson on deck. The 1-1 pitch, foul just below us. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Rivers. Waits, leans over, gets the sign. And the pitch, a curve high, 2-2. Thornton not holding Stanley close at first. The 2-2 pitch. Foul, that'll be out of play. He jammed Mickey that time. Too close to take, Fran.
Yes, it was. So, of course, it's very tough to get Mickey Rivers out on that fastball. The way you get Mickey Rivers out, you have to throw him the off-speed stuff. Waits get ahead with the off-speed stuff, then try to bust Mickey in with the fastball.
All right, it's still 2-2 on Mick.
Still, Mickey got to have one of the quickest bats in baseball.
All right, I hope he gets it out in front this time. The 2-2 pitch. Bounce foul. And right into the Yankee dugout. Still 2-2. Stanley back to first base. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. The Indians in front, 7-2. Yankee fans have not given up. Sidearm curve, check swing, fly ball, right field. Briggs is there and makes the catch. Mickey tried to hold off and got too much good wood on the ball, and it carried to the right fielder, 1 away. That time Waits came by the way of first base. All right, Thurman Munson, he's hit the ball hard. Single to left, robbed of an extra base hit on a great play by Briggs in the 3rd, and bounced out hard to deep short in the 5th.
Still, it was interesting when the manager, Jeff Torborg of the Indians, went out to talk to Rick Waite. It looked like he was yelling at the pitcher.
He could have been. Maybe he figured Waits was not bearing down. 5-run lead, just relax. All right, the stretch. And the curve line caught by the 3rd baseman, Buddy Bell. The Yankees have hit so many balls just inches short of being base hits and extra base hits.
That pitch right there, Phil, was a breaking ball. Got in a little bit on Munson. He started out, and the ball got in on his hands. He did not hit the ball as hard as it looked.
Well, Rick Burleson has homered, and the Red Sox picked up 2 more runs. In the the top of the 8th now, the Red Sox lead 4-0. Lou Piniella, the batter. Lou doubled and scored his first time up, fly deep to left in the 3rd, and bounced to second in the 6th. On deck, Reggie Jackson. Pitch to Lou, ground ball right at the shortstop. Ariza flips to second. That's all for the Yankees. Nothing across, a man left at the end of 8. Indians 7, Yankees 2.
Got a load to pick up truck. Gotta share a ride to work.
Gotta drop the groceries.
Okay, Larry McCall is out in relief for the New York Yankees. It's the top of the 9th inning. The score, the Indians 7, the Yankees 2. In Boston, the score, the Red Sox 4, Toronto nothing. That's after 7 innings of play. Phil?
All right, Larry McCall has come on to do the pitching. Catfish started. Tidrow came on. Dave Racich, who did a fine job while he was in there. And now Larry McCall will be pitching to Jim Norris. Norris has doubled twice to the opposite field, bounced to short and bounced to second. Here's McCall's first pitch. High, ball one. McCall, a right-hander. He, along with Beatty and Racich, up and down from Tacoma to the big club, line to left center. Another base hit to the opposite field. Roy White up with it. Norris makes a big turn and comes back his third base hit of the ball game. And base hit number 11 for the Indians.
Scooter in the Yankee bullpen. Sparky Lyle and Ron Davis now throwing.
All right, here's Buddy Bell, who's 1 for 4, but that hit was a single in the second, a drive in 2 runs. Pitch to Bell, low, ball 1. Indians scored 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Ball 2, 2-0. Fastball dipped down low. Nobody out in the top of the ninth. Yanks trail by 5. Red Sox lead by 4, playing the top of the 8th in Fenway. Ball 3, 3-0. On deck, Andre Thornton. The 3-0 pitch, strike call, 3-1.
Phil, if there's a game tomorrow, the pregame show will start at 2:15. The regular game will start at 2:30.
That's low, ball 4, and we'll pause for station identification on the New York Yankee Radio Network.
71 degrees and partly cloudy at 4 o'clock. This is WINS New York.
All right, Andre Thornton is the batter. Bob Lemon is walking up and down the dugout. For a moment, it looked like he was going to go out to the mound, but he decides to go back and sit down. Thornton has hit a 2-run homer, bounced to third, and walked twice. The kick and the pitch is over the outside corner, strike call. Ground ball is short, could be 2. Dent to Stanley, back to first, double play. Moving to third on the play is Norris. Nice double play, 6-4-3. And that will bring up Wayne Cage, who is 0 for 3. He has walked once, popped to short, struck out, hit into a double play. All right, McCall winds his pitch, line to left, but curving fair. Holy cow, it didn't curve fair. It is a fair ball. Must have hit right on the chalk line. A ground roll double for Cage. And, Fran, the left-handers continue to go the opposite way.
Yes, they do, Phil. Of course, what happens there is you wait a little bit longer on the ball, you can hit the ball harder. Cage hits the ball very hard down that left field line, but Cage has been hitting the ball from center field to the left field line in the 2 series that the Yankees and the Indians have played.
All right, the Indians now lead 8-2 on their 12th base hit. Gary Alexander homered his first time up, then struck out twice and popped to first. And the curve is low, ball 1. Well, the Indians took 2 out of 3 against the Yankees out in Cleveland. This could be the biggest ball game they've taken all year. Fastball is low and outside. 2-0. Yankees with 1 inning left, 3 big outs, and they trail by 6. 2 men out. Up the middle, that's another run. As Cage will score easily, and the Indians lead 9-2. And he went all the way into second base as Mickey Rivers kind of nonchalanted the ball out there. The Yankees will kind of remember that. Of course, Alexander is hustling all the way. But you got a team down by 7 runs, you kind of show them up a little bit.
Right now, Bob Lemon goes out to the mound. And there's a break in the action with the score of the Indians 9, the Yankees 2.
This is Mel Allen.
With Paul Lindblad on in relief now for the Yankees. Lindblad, acquired from the Texas Rangers late in the campaign. He's 1-1 on the year with a 3.90 ERA, and he has 2 saves. And we'll be back right after this message.
When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the moment is right for a great beer. When do you say Budweiser? Whenever the good times are moving to right here. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, anytime's the right time to say it. When do you say Budweiser? Budweiser beer for any time at all. When do you say Budweiser? The smile on your face tells the world what you're thinking. 'Cause when you say Budweiser, the #1 beer is what you'll be drinking. After the work is done, while you're still having fun, the king of beers is waiting for your call. When you say Budweiser, you said it all.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Okay, Paul Lindblad completed his warm-up tosses. The Indians have a runner on second base. There's 2 men down. It's the top of the 9th inning. The Indians out in front of the Yankees, 9-2. Phil?
All right, Briggs the batter and takes a fastball down low, ball 1. Briggs in the ball game is 1 for 3. He's walked, line to center, struck out and single to left field. Alexander at second, 2 out. Curve is in there, 1-1. So Lindblad is the 5th Yankee pitcher of the ball game. That's low and outside. 2 balls and a strike. And low and away, 3-1. On deck is Dwayne Kuiper. Lindblad kicks. His pitch is hit high in the air to shallow left center. Mickey Rivers moving in, and Mick makes the catch. But the Indians pick up 2 more big runs on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. And at the end of 8 1/2, it's the Indians 9 and the Yankees 2.
You'll see why leading figures in the world of business, entertainment, and sports agree that the Assembly is New York's great dining experience. The New York Times voted the Assembly 3 stars for excellence. If you're planning an evening at the theater, include the Assembly in your plans. There's a special pre-theater and after-theater dinner, and free parking convenient to the theaters. The Assembly Steak and Fish House, 16 West 51st Street in Rockefeller Center. Call 581-3580 for reservations.
All right, Reggie Jackson leads off in the 9th and takes a strike. Reggie 0 for 3, drove in a run in the first inning. On a fielder's choice, struck out, bounced to first, lines one right at Thornton. I tell you, the Yankees have hit some shots, but their direction has been bad. Right at somebody all the time. 1 away. Greg Nettles singled to drive in a run in the first, flying to right and line to second. Waits gave up 3 hits in the first inning, a bunt single to Roy White in the 4th, and since then, nothing. Line to left field, and that ball's going to be in for a base hit. And over there to field it, Nettles is going to be in with a double on a beautiful head-first slide. So Nettles hustling even though the Yankees trail by 7. A double to the opposite field. Base hit number 5 off Waits. Beautiful slide by Nettles. He must have slid 10 feet along the ground head first. All right, Chris Chambliss has struck out, walked, fly to center. Where there's life, there's hope. Waits to the belt. Fastball is down low, ball 1. The kick and the curve down low. Ball 2-0. The 2-0 pitch right down the middle, 2-1. Waits has walked just 3 men in the ball game. Nettles at second, 1 out. Indians in front, 9-2, bottom of the 9th. Slow curve, pulled foul to the right of the Yankee dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The hand for Gene Michaels, the Yankee first base coach, picked up the foul ball, flipped it to a youngster sitting in the box seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Waits ready. Curve struck him out swinging. And Chris has been well out in front of that curveball all day. That's only the 3rd strikeout for Waits in the ball game. And it brings up Roy White. Roy has bounced the 3rd twice and beat out a bunt single. Time is called. Picking up something that blew on the infield. All right, Roy White, the batter, with 2 out. Waits kicks, delivers, and the curve is low, ball 1. On deck, Bucky Dent. Fastball hit high in the air. This could do it. Moving back is Briggs. And makes the catch, and it looks like a playoff tomorrow in Fenway Park. The final score, the Indians 9 and the Yankees 2.
So the Yankees lose this ball game 9-2. The Red Sox out in front of the Toronto Blue Jays in Boston 4-0 after 8.5 innings. The Yankees, after this ball game, 99 wins, 63 losses. The Boston Red Sox attempting to catch the Yankees and get one last chance. And if they get that last chance, it'll be in Fenway Park tomorrow at 2:30. The pitchers for that ball game, the probables for the New York Yankees, none other than the left-hander who had the unbelievable year, Ron Guidry, and he'll be opposed by right-hander Mike Torres. The pregame show will be at 2:15. The regular start at 2:30. Well, the Yankees have been through it all year. They will go through it again once more tomorrow in Fenway Park in Boston. The score here again, the Indians 9. The Yankees 2. The line score, the Indians 9 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The Yankees 2 runs on 5 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher, Rick Waits, the southpaw for the Cleveland Indians. He's 13-14 on the year. The losing pitcher, Jim Catfish Hunter, he's 12-6 on the year. So once again, if the Red Sox win that ball game in Boston, we will talk to you from Fenway Park tomorrow afternoon at 2:15. If the Red Sox lose that ball game, and anything can happen in Fenway Park in Boston, if they lose that game, we'll talk to you from Kansas City on Tuesday night. The engineer for Yankee Broadcast is Brian Ferguson. Assistant producer is Carol Lee Ashwell, and the executive producer is Arthur Adler. Today's game was produced by Pam Boucher. This is Fran Healy along with Phil Rizzuto, Frank Messer, and Bill White. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow afternoon at 2:15 against the Boston Red Sox. If they win in Boston today, they have a 5-0 lead in the 8th inning. If they lose that ball game, our next broadcast will be from Kansas City on Tuesday night. Now stay tuned for the Yankee scoreboard and wrap-up shows.
Yankees, let's get behind the zero. Yankees, they're gonna learn to zero. Yankees, everyone knows they play to win. Cause they're from New York. Yankees, show them the stage where you're
energy swing.
New York wins. When Broadway sings, New York wins. At NYU, in Jersey too. For the kids at the Bronx too. New York wins. New York wins. On the street, on the beat, at the net, you can bet. With trumpets and violins, New York wins. When Yankees score, New York wins. When you explore, New York wins. Start your day and cheer it. This is where you'll hear it. Hear it on FM. New York wins. New York wins. Here comes the Yankees. Let's get behind the zero. Yankees. They're gonna learn to zero. Yankees. Everyone knows they made a win.
The Yankee Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Getty Gasoline.
Now here with the Scoreboard Show, Pam Boucher.
Thank you, Fran. In the American League today, in the 8th inning, Boston is leading Toronto 5-0. 2 runs in the 5th, 2 in the 7th on Rick Burleson's 5th home run of the year with the man aboard. And at least 1 in the 8th. They are still batting in the bottom of the 8th. Don Kirkwood with a record of 4-3 facing Louis Tiant, 12-8. The last report we had on Tiant was that he had a one-hitter through 7 innings. If we get a final on that game, of course, we'll pass it along to you. The Baltimore Orioles defeated the Detroit Tigers 4-2. Denny Martinez finishes up the season at 16-11. Dave Rozema, the loser, his final record 9-12. Pat Kelly had a pair of home runs for the Orioles, his 10th and 11th of the year. His 11th coming with 1 man on in the 8th inning. Jason Thompson had a solo home run, his 26th in the 4th inning. Kansas City won, Minnesota nothing. That's after 6.5. Jeff Zahn on the mound for the Twins. Larry Gurr was the starter for Kansas City. Randy McElberry is now on in relief. Out on the coast, just getting underway, Milwaukee is at Oakland. Larry Sorensen trying for his 18th in that game. He'll be facing Alan Worth, who is 5-5. Texas is at Seattle. Fergie Jenkins also going for his 18th against 8 losses. Glenn Abbott with a record of 7-14 on the mound for the Mariners. And the Chicago White Sox will be at California. I'll be back with the National League scores right after this.
Well, before Pam comes back with the National League scores, it is time to once again announce our Getty Unleaded regular Yankee pitcher for the past week. We made the announcement early in the ball game, but since we have an opportunity right now, we will tell you again that the voting here in the broadcast booth wound up in a tie for the past week, and we named 2 Getty pitchers. And I don't think anybody will argue with the choices. Ron Guidry and Ed Figueroa. They each had 2 victories over the past week. For Figueroa, his 20th win of the year. So our congratulations to Ron Guidry and Ed Figueroa, both named as Getty Unleaded regular pitchers for the final week of the 1978 baseball season. And they'll receive gift certificates good for the purchase of Getty Premium and Getty Unleaded gasoline. And now with the National League, here again is Pam Boucher.
In the National League, the Mets lead the Cubs 3-0 at the end of 7 innings. Kevin Coble on the mound for the Mets with a record of 4-6. Lynn McLaughlin was the starter for the Cubs. Moore is now on in relief. The Pirates defeated the Phillies 5-3. The winning pitcher, Jones, he's now 2-0. Kent Jacoby picked up his 31st save of the year for a Pirate record. Omar Moreno set another Pirate record with 71 stolen bases on the season. The losing pitcher, Saucier, he is 0-1. He came on in relief in the 5th inning. Montreal and St. Louis are tied at 1 apiece into the 9th inning. Ross Grimsley on the mound for the Expos. Pete Vukovich was the starter for the Cardinals. Dressler came on in the 7th. Danny O'Brien is now on in the 9th inning in relief. It's the Reds 6, the Braves 3 at the end of 7. Johnny Bench had a grand slam in the 3rd inning, his 23rd home run of the year. Hubbard had his 2nd in the 3rd inning with nobody aboard for the Braves. Mickey Mailer with a record of 4-1 started for the Braves. Camp is now on in relief. Tom Seaver going for his 17th win in that game. Houston leads the Giants 3-0 after 4.5. Cesar Cedeno hit his 7th homer of the year in the 3rd inning with nobody aboard for the Astros. Nastu was the starter for San Francisco. Plank is on in relief. Joe Necro pitching for the Astros. Los Angeles at San Diego just getting underway. Don Sutton, 15-11, will be going against Gaylord Perry, 21-6. We have a final on the Boston game. The Boston Red Sox have defeated the Toronto Blue Jays by a score of 5-0. Give you a brief recap again. The Red Sox picked up 2 runs in the 5th inning of that game when Butch Hobson led off with a single. He scored. Let's see. George Scott hit a ball right to McKay. It should have been a double play ball from what we hear. And McKay booted it. So that put 2 men on, nobody out. Brohammer got an RBI when Hobson scored on his fielder's choice, and Jerry Remy doubled home George Scott for the first 2 Boston runs. In the 7th inning, Rick Burleson hit his 5th home run of the year, a 2-run homer. And in the 8th, Jim Rice had to close out the season the way he started it. He hit his 46th home run of the year with nobody aboard. So the Red Sox have defeated Toronto 5-0. Louis Tiant gets the win. He's 13-8. The losing pitcher, Don Kirkwood, he's 4-4. And tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 at Fenway Park, it will be Mike Torres for the Red Sox against Ron Guidry for the Yankees in the playoff for the Eastern Division title in the American League. Here at the stadium today, it was the Indians 9, the Yankees 2. Frank Messer will have all the details for you next on the Yankee Wrap-Up Show.